All right, so if you're listening to this, chances are you're kind of into reusable water bottles, maybe specifically the Cirkul ones, and you're probably also on the hunt for, ways to keep that hydration going strong without breaking the bank. So today we're diving deep, no pun intended, into these Chill Oasis bottle caps. They're designed to work with your Cirkul lids.
You got it. And we've got a really focused set of info to work with here. We're talking product listings straight from Amazon and plus a pretty detailed review article that's all about these as an alternative to the official Cirkul lids. So our mission today is pretty clear. Cut through the marketing hype, get past the basic specs, and really figure out if these caps are worth your hard-earned cash.
Okay, so let's be honest. If you're even considering third-party lids, there's probably a reason.
Yeah.
And a good chance you've run into some issues with the original Cirkul ones. The review article actually does a really good job of laying out some of those pain points. What really stood out to you as the biggest problems people were having?
It's interesting. The complaints seem to kind of fall into two main buckets: cost and practicality. The review really highlights how people see the official Cirkul lids as being, well, kind of pricey, which, isn't ideal when you need a replacement. And to make matters worse, needing something but then finding it's either way too expensive or just like completely out of stock.
Yeah, that's super frustrating. I mean, okay, lids wear out eventually. That's just kind of how it goes. But the review makes it sound like it might be happening way sooner than it should for some people. People are saying their lids are wearing out prematurely, starting to leak, or even just, vanishing into thin air, like lost in the house.
Right, and losing a lid is annoying no matter what, but when the replacements are, kind of pricey and hard to come by, it just makes the whole situation that much more annoying.
Totally. And it kind of goes against the whole point of choosing a system like Cirkul in the first place. You're probably trying to be more sustainable, use less single-use plastic, and then you run into this whole issue with the reusable part needing to be replaced all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It creates this weird disconnect between the goal of being eco-conscious and then having to buy, replacements more often than you'd like.
So that brings us to this potential alternative.
Yeah.
The Chill Oasis bottle caps.
Mm-hmm.
The review article presents them as a real contender. What makes them seem like a good solution right from the start?
Well, the initial appeal seems to be directly tied to those issues we were just talking about. The review presents them as a more affordable option, and importantly, one that's readily available. And the fact that they come in a 2-pack, which, both Amazon and Ubuy confirm, is a huge plus. Having a spare lid right off the bat can really take away the stress of losing one or having one suddenly break.
Right. And let's be real, most of us are pretty concerned about, what our water bottles are made of. And all three sources are really clear about these Chill Oasis caps being BPA free, which, yeah, it's kind of the standard these days, but it's still good to see it confirmed.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, people are way more aware these days of the materials they're using, especially for something like a water bottle that they use every single day. So that BPA-free label definitely gives people peace of mind. And then, another big plus is the leak-proof design, which all the sources mention. Nobody wants a leaky water bottle in their bag, right?
For sure. So, okay, we've got the background, why people might be looking for an alternative, and Chill Oasis seems to be stepping up. But let's get into the nitty-gritty. What are the specific features and benefits that really make these caps stand out? The Amazon listing has a lot of details here.
It's cool how the Amazon listing goes beyond just saying BPA-free. They actually specify that the caps are made from high-quality polypropylene plastic and food-grade silicone. Just like they're giving you the receipts,
Oh.
Which adds a lot of credibility to those health and safety claims in the review.
And the leak-proof design seems to be more than just marketing speak. They actually talk about a tight seal and, get this, a removable silicone gasket. That sounds like a really clever design. How does that help prevent leaks, and what other benefits does it have?
That removable gasket is key. It's what creates that airtight seal that prevents leaks. But the cool thing is, because it's removable, like the Amazon listing points out, it also makes cleaning so much easier. You can really get in there, make sure everything stays clean and hygienic. And then, as a bonus, it's top-rack dishwasher safe, which is just super convenient.
Nice. And Amazon is also really clear that these aren't like a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. They specifically say perfect compatibility with a whole range of Cirkul bottle sizes, from the little 12-ounce ones all the way up to the giant 62-ounce ones. So you know for sure they'll work with your bottle.
Yeah, that takes away a lot of the guesswork for people. You don't have to worry about measuring your bottle or checking what specific Cirkul model you have. And the review article backs this up, saying that the Chill Oasis caps snap on easily and securely. So it sounds like the user experience is just as good as with the original lids, maybe even better.
Okay, now let's talk money. The review makes a pretty strong case for the value you get with these caps. They say you can get a 2-pack for about the same price as a single Cirkul replacement lid. And the Amazon price of $4.99 for a 2-pack really proves their point.
All right.
That's a pretty big difference, especially if you're prone to losing lids.
It really is.
Yeah.
And, if we think back to one of the main issues people had, that high cost of the original lids, this value proposition becomes a huge selling point for Chill Oasis. It actually makes the Cirkul system more sustainable in the long run, at least from a financial perspective. It really shows how competition can be a good thing, even for something as specific as Cirkul lids. Before, people basically only had one option, and now they have a choice, which can lead to better prices and better products overall.
Absolutely. And there are a couple of other cool things worth mentioning, like even the name of the product on Amazon includes the phrase, "keep dust out of your water bottle." So it sounds like they put some thought into protecting the mouthpiece, which is a nice touch.
Yeah, it's a small detail, but definitely a welcome one. If you're taking your water bottle with you everywhere, to the gym, on the bus, wherever, having that extra protection from dust and dirt is great.
It's always good to see what real people are saying, too. The Customer Say section on Amazon shows that a lot of buyers specifically mention the great fit with their Cirkul bottle tops. One reviewer even said the plastic feels thicker and more premium, which suggests they're pretty durable.
Real-world feedback is so important. Product descriptions can tell you all about the features, but hearing from people who actually use the product every day gives you a much better sense of how well it works, especially when it comes to things like fit and quality.
And the review article we have really digs into some specific customer experiences. They quote one person who was skeptical at first but is now totally sold on these caps. They say they have 0 leaks, a perfect fit, and no weird plastic smell. They even say they'll never go back to the overpriced originals. That's a pretty strong endorsement.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that kind of enthusiasm. They're basically addressing all the key concerns right there.
Yeah.
They work well, they fit perfectly, they seem to be good quality, and they're a better value than the original lids.
And looking at the Amazon listing, we see even more positive reviews. Like Mary Lehman just says, fits well, which is, what you want in a lid. Then there's Michael Punsalon, who says they have a perfect fit, don't spill, and have that premium feel. So they're hitting all the major points. Sienna also mentions the perfect fit and no leaks. And Chris Marie keeps it simple with fits perfect, no complaints. You can't get much more positive than that.
Right. It's amazing how consistent the reviews are. Everyone's talking about that secure fit and how well they prevent leaks. Then there's Elle Hansen, who says these caps fixed the issue of no lid and confirms that they don't leak. So they're directly addressing one of the main problems we talked about. And Sarah B says they fit perfectly over my Cirkul bottle tops and are easy to use. So they're both compatible and user-friendly. Marie Edwards specifically recommends them for Cirkul bottles, saying they fit and are a great deal, especially for people who might not use the flavor cartridges all the time and don't need all the extra features of the original Cirkul lid.
It sounds like they're really solving a lot of problems for Cirkul users. Okay, just to cover all the bases, the Amazon listing also has all those technical details. Anything there that stands out?
Yeah, just to recap the materials: polypropylene and food-grade silicone. They also mention that the caps are white, have a compact round design, come in a set of 2, are top rack dishwasher safe, and have a flip-top closure. They're also super lightweight. And then they give you the package dimensions, country of origin, and the fact that they come with a 1-year warranty.
And in terms of actually getting your hands on these caps, both Amazon and YouBuy have them listed. Amazon even offers fast free shipping for Prime members, free returns within 30 days, and they give you estimated delivery times, so there's not a lot of risk involved if you want to try them out.
It's great that they're available on both platforms, which means more people can access them. And those Amazon shipping details make it a really convenient option. Plus, that free returns policy is a good safety net, just in case they don't meet your expectations. Although, based on all those positive reviews, that seems unlikely.
One other thing I noticed is that Amazon has a compare with similar items section for these caps. It really highlights the fact that people are looking for alternative Cirkul lid options.
That's such a good point. It shows that people are actively searching for and comparing different solutions for their Cirkul bottles, which really underscores how relevant and valuable a product like the Chill Oasis caps could be.
All right, so after all this, the product listings, the review article, the customer feedback, what's the verdict? Are these Chill Oasis bottle caps a good option for people who need a reliable and affordable alternative for their Cirkul bottles?
I think it's safe to say that based on everything we've seen, these Chill Oasis bottle caps are a really smart and sustainable choice for Cirkul users. They directly address the biggest issues with the original lid's cost, availability, and durability by offering a more affordable, readily available BPA-free, and from what we can tell, leak-proof alternative. And all those positive reviews from real customers about the perfect fit and reliable performance just solidify their standing as a viable option.
So the takeaway for our listeners is pretty clear. If you've been struggling with expensive, hard to find, or unreliable Cirkul lids, these Chill Oasis caps might be the answer. You could save money, potentially reduce waste by not having to replace lids as often, and enjoy a leak-free hydration experience with a BPA-free and easy-to-clean product.
That brings up an interesting point to think about. Now that you know about this alternative, how could using these caps change your whole Cirkul experience, and even how you approach choosing accessories for other reusable items you have? Are there other little annoyances in your daily life that might have surprisingly simple and affordable solutions out there just waiting to be discovered?
That's something to consider. Thanks for joining us on this deep